All right, let's jump right in. Today we're talking about something that feels almost old-fashioned, but it's making a huge comeback: the simple savings jar. I mean, in a world of digital wallets and instant payments, why on earth are we suddenly looking back to physical cash to feel financially safe?
It's a really good question, right? You look at this jar, and it seems so simple, but it actually represents this massive shift in how we're starting to think about our money, about security, and even about our own brains. And the answer isn't just about nostalgia. No, it's a direct response to some very, very modern problems.
And to really get to the bottom of it, we're going to dig into three pretty wild areas: how digital money is literally rewiring our brains, what happens when the entire digital system we rely on just goes dark, and this fascinating psychological quirk that we're going to call spendception. So stick with me because this could totally change how you think about your emergency fund.
Okay, so first things first, let's get into the big problem here. All the convenience of digital money, tapping your card, clicking buy now, it all comes with this hidden cost. It's just so easy, so seamless, that it's fundamentally messing with our relationship with spending.
And this is where we get to that key term, spendception. Think of it like this. It's that mental fog where, because you don't physically see the money leaving your hand, your brain just doesn't register the loss in the same way. The purchase doesn't feel quite as real, which, you guessed it, makes it incredibly easy to overspend without even noticing.
And check this out. This is where the brain science gets really interesting. When you spend digitally, you get a quick hit of dopamine. That's the feel-good chemical from just getting the thing. But with physical cash, a totally different and honestly more powerful force kicks in. It's called the pain of paying. Actually counting out bills and handing them over, that creates a very real, tangible sense of loss that your brain absolutely registers. It's like a powerful built-in brake on impulse spending.
So if spendception is the big bad guy here, what's the fix? Well, funny enough, it's a very hands-on, very physical budgeting method that's making a massive comeback, precisely because it forces us to reconnect with what our money is actually worth.
It's called cash stuffing, sometimes called the envelope system. And get this, it's been around for over 70 years. But right now, it is blowing up on social media. And you have to ask, why now? Well, it's because it is the perfect antidote to the invisible, frictionless spending that we've all gotten so used to. And this chart, wow, it just lays out exactly why it works so well. I mean, look at the difference. Your digital savings have super low visibility, right? You have to actively log in to even see them. But a physical jar of cash, that's a constant, passive reminder of your goal. The pain of paying by taking cash out is high, and this is the really crucial part. The dopamine hit, that feel-good moment, actually shifts from the act of spending to the act of saving, watching that stack of cash get bigger and bigger.
And the method itself? It's almost ridiculously simple. You figure out your monthly budget, you go to the bank and withdraw that exact amount in cash, and then you physically stuff it into envelopes with labels like groceries, gas, fun money, whatever. You only spend from the right envelope. And once that groceries envelope is empty, that's it. You're done for the month. There's no swiping the credit card just this once. The physical limit is the absolute limit.
Okay, so let's zoom way out for a second. We've been talking about personal psychology, but the argument for having cold, hard cash gets so much bigger. It's about what happens when the entire digital system that we all completely depend on just stops. And look, this is not some sci-fi movie plot. These are the kinds of things that can and do happen. A software bug freezes payment terminals all over the world. A massive power blackout shuts down all digital commerce for millions of people. A major cloud provider like AWS goes down, and suddenly your banking app doesn't work. These failures show us just how fragile this whole digital system can be. And the financial fallout? It's insane. The average data center outage costs nearly $9,000 per minute. Let that sink in for a second. When these systems go down, the financial world just stops. And in that moment, all your digital money is basically trapped.
Which brings us to this really powerful point. Cash is the ultimate plan B. It's the fallback. It works when the power is out, it works when the internet is down, and it works when the servers have all crashed. You don't need any tech at all to hand someone a $20 bill. It is, by definition, financial resilience.
All right, so it's pretty clear that having some cash on hand is a good idea. But, and this is a big but, just stuffing a huge pile of it under your mattress comes with its own set of very serious problems. Let's talk about the hidden costs.
So let's play this out. Imagine you've got a $10,000 emergency fund. Awesome. and you decide, okay, I'm keeping all of this in cash right here at home.
Well, fast forward just 5 years. With a pretty normal 3% inflation rate, your 10 grand can now only buy what about $8,600 could have bought when you first stashed it away. You've lost almost 15% of your money's power without spending a dime. Inflation is like this silent thief just eating away at your savings.
And that's not even counting all the other risks. It could get stolen. And by the way, most insurance policies only cover a couple $100 in cash. It can be destroyed by a fire or a flood. And then there's this huge legal trap that most people have no idea about. If you need to deposit more than 10 grand back into the bank, you can't just break it up into smaller deposits to fly under the radar. That's called structuring, and it's a serious federal crime.
So where does that leave us? It feels like you're stuck, right? Digital is risky, but physical is also risky. Well, the real answer isn't about choosing one or the other. It's about building something smarter, a hybrid fund that gives you the best of both worlds. And boom, here it is. This is the solution, the hybrid emergency fund model. It's a really smart, tiered approach that perfectly balances immediate access, long-term security, and a way to actually grow your money. Let's break down exactly what these pieces mean.
So here's how you do it. Tier 1 is your tactical reserve. This is a small amount of physical cash. We're talking 2 to 4 weeks of essential expenses that you keep stored safely at home. Just think of it as your insurance premium against a blackout. Then, Tier 2 is your core liquidity. This is the biggest chunk, about 3 to 5 months worth of expenses, and you keep it in a high-yield savings account. It's safe, you can get to it pretty quickly, and crucially, it earns interest to fight back against inflation. And finally, if you've got anything beyond that, it can go into a third tier with things that might earn you a little bit more.
So here's the bottom line, the big takeaway from all of this. Your financial safety net shouldn't just be one account or one pile of cash. It needs to be a system. A system that's built to handle not just a personal emergency, like losing your job, but also a digital one, like a widespread outage. So the question to leave you with is this: how prepared is your system for both?